Guest number 77 has purchased the Nether Flame Python with 600 million gold coins. Is there anyone willing to offer a higher bid? As the noisy voices in the auction hall slowly faded, Yao Yun smiled and spoke, her words immediately stirring the atmosphere once again. However, Yao Yun was somewhat surprised by the price of the first auction item. Although the heavenly level battle soul was rare, with the emergence of domains, its power had been significantly reduced, and fewer people were interested in purchasing or bidding for it. The price of 600 million gold coins was undoubtedly beyond expectations. As for the Nether Flame Python, according to the conservative estimates of the clan's strong warriors, this battle soul harbored many secrets. However, its overwhelming attack power made it impossible for the clan's experts to probe into its mysteries, hence it was put up for auction. Bang! 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 The auction hammer gently fell, signaling the successful bid for the first item. Congratulations to guest number 77 for successfully purchasing the heavenly level battle soul, Nether Flame Python, for 600 million gold coins. Once the auction concludes, our Yao clan's experts will personally deliver the item to you, and all remaining procedures will be completed after the event. Yao Yun smiled lightly, speaking smoothly in a professional tone. Those attending this auction were all influential figures, so Yao Yun had no concerns about anyone defaulting on payment. After all, this was the Yao clan, and even if someone tried to evade their obligations, the clan had countless methods to collect the debt. The rarity of the first item had caused everyone's hearts to settle, and with only 5 items up for auction, the rarity of the first one made the remaining 4 even more eagerly anticipated. With this, Yao Yun had successfully ignited the entire auction's atmosphere. The first item had appeared and been bought within just a few minutes, purchased by Xun'er. While 600 million gold coins was not an astronomical sum, having been slightly taken advantage of by the Yin clan, Xiao Yin and his companions' hatred toward them grew even stronger. However, Xiao Yin would later realize that the value of this item could not be measured even with 10 billion gold coins. Next, we begin the second auction item. I believe everyone will find this item quite interesting. Bang! 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 As Yao Yun's voice fell, the crystal stage flashed again, and layers of mist rose from the ground. The jade cage from before vanished, replaced by a cold white mist. The ground of the auction stage was not enclosed, and each item was brought forth and removed using special methods from below the surface, ensuring the absolute safety of the auctioned items. What is this? The appearance of the second auction item instantly captured the attention of the powerful figures in the hall. Several people could not help but exclaim in surprise. Buzz, buzz, buzz. Such a fragrance. What is that scent? Before the mist had even dissipated, an enticing, refreshing fragrance swept across the auction stage, invigorating the senses. The second item is a pill. This pill is called the Phoenix Nirvana pill. It can help 8-star Do Xian warriors improve their chances of breakthrough. Although it cannot be used by those at the late 8-star Do Xian level or higher, it is still a highly valuable pill. Moreover, it is a peak level 7th grade pill. It is said to have subtle effects for warriors who practice fire-type cultivation. As for the exact effects, Yao Yun, in her ignorance, cannot say for sure. However, since it is related to the Phoenix, whether or not it is connected to the legendary Phoenix clan remains uncertain. Yao Yun said with a slight smile, her words clear in their implication. Yet the experts present could not help but admire her eloquence. As she spoke, the room was filled with eager interest, with everyone eagerly scrutinizing the pill. On the auction stage, the Phoenix Nirvana pill was tightly sealed by layers of green energy locks, hidden within a delicate jade bottle, its aura concealed. The pill itself was fire brown, about the size of a longan, and a faint phoenix soul shadow could be seen flickering around it, exuding endless mystery. 7th grade peak level immortal pill? Phoenix Nirvana pill? Xiao Yin was taken aback. His powerful soul senses immediately detected the presence of a trace of Phoenix clan power within the pill. At the same time, his dragon clan energy surged, responding to it in a way that seemed to echo the Phoenix. Dragon and Phoenix, a natural resonance. Xun'er, this seems to have a significant effect on you? After a pause, Xiao Yin turned to Xun'er and whispered, For some reason, Xiao felt that the Phoenix Soul Shadow and the Sacred Flame Golden Crow she had previously used shared a certain resemblance. The Reincarnation seal of the Master of 9 Mystical Flames, as well as the comprehension and control of Sacred Flame, are deeply connected to the Golden Crow. If I can get this pill, I believe I will be able to break through to 8-star in a very short time, striving for reincarnation and peering into its mysteries. Xun'er's beautiful eyes shimmered as she spoke with an unusually firm tone. All right, I understand. Xiao nodded seriously and silently made a mental note. Xiao brother, Xun'er knows you're doing this for my sake, but the treasure in your hands is better saved for the grand finale. This item, even if we don't get it, it's fine. Xun'er naturally knew that the treasures Xiao had at hand were limited to the Sacred Flames Childfire and the ancient Dragon Source Crystal. It would be a waste to auction such precious items for a pill. It's all right, it's worth it. Xiao grinned and said, No. Brother Xiao, if you go on like this, I'll be mad. Xun'er said seriously. Okay, I promise you. But you little rich girl can still try. Even if it doesn't work out in the end, we can try our luck after the grand event. Xiao helplessly agreed. We're not bandits. Listening to Xiao, Xun'er couldn't help but smile. Cough, cough. Realizing his little scheme had been seen through, Xiao quickly changed the subject. This time, the auction will be conducted in a barter system. You may raise the bid as you wish, bring out any treasures you desire, and they will be appraised by a council of elders from the Yao clan to decide their ownership. However, remember, each person only has one chance to bid. Now, please begin. Yao smiled slightly, his voice tinged with anticipation. Although the Phoenix Nirvana pill's mysterious effects were well known, few had ever truly coveted its secrets. Most would consider it merely a supplementary pill to increase success rates, burying its legendary fame in the process. However, for those possessing the bloodline or power of the Phoenix clan, this pill was a true treasure. Having it might even bring them closer to the legendary Phoenix clan. The Dragon clan, a colossal force in the Great Thousand Worlds, was much more powerful than the Phoenix clan, but the Phoenix clan was still renowned alongside the dragons. The terror of these two clans needed no further explanation, and anything related to them would skyrocket in value. At this moment, countless people in the auction hall felt their hearts stir. They hesitated. Should they make a move or wait and observe? If they gambled right, it would be like the carp leaping into the dragon gate, but if they gambled wrong, they might waste their treasures. For a time, many powerful figures paused, caught in indecision. I offer a 6-star immortal grade pill. I will exchange it for a sacred grade dough technique. The auction hall first fell silent for a moment, then erupted in a cacophony of voices, echoing throughout. However, the items being offered were somewhat inferior compared to a 7-star pill, and those high-ranking powerful figures in the front rows remained still, seemingly waiting for these clowns to finish their bids before sweeping the treasure up with overwhelming force. They didn't even bother to compete. This was the difference between ancient races and ordinary powers. Elder Shin, this is a good item. The pill contains Phoenix energy, and it might really draw out a trace of Phoenix power. With your skills, you might have a faint chance of glimpsing its mysteries. Seeing the rapid bidding around him, Shun'er's heart burned with excitement as he couldn't help but speak. I know, sit down. But now, it's not just me who has discovered the secrets of this pill. The gray-clad elder in front of Shun'er shook his head and said, then his gaze shifted toward the ancient race's position, clearly aware that the old fellows there had also noticed the pill's secrets and were eager to make their move. The Phoenix Nirvana pill is indeed powerful, but since ancient times, no one has been able to crack its inner mysteries. Fortunately, I have an extra recipe, so I'm willing to exchange it for a 7-star immortal grade earth level recipe and the 7-hearted heart. After a pause, the gray-clad elder at the CSX position spoke calmly, as though casually testing the waters, without displaying too much enthusiasm. 7-star immortal grade recipe, the 7-hearted heart? It's said that this is a rare treasure for alchemists, as it is a recipe designed specifically for refining the body. If one's body is destroyed and only the soul remains, an alchemist can use this recipe to recreate the body. After the resurrection, the body's strength will improve, and there's even a slight chance of breaking through the current limitations to reach the next level. Yao Yun muttered as he cast a glance at the gray-clad elder from the CS sect, his lips slightly curled. He certainly remembered the legendary reputation of the seven-hearted heart. What a terrifying method. This prescription is probably irresistibly alluring to the Yao clan. Xiao immediately shook his head at Xun'er upon hearing this, clearly realizing that such a bargaining chip had surpassed the limits of what they could offer. Heh, old monster Shan Shi, didn't expect someone as proud as you to personally bring strong members from your sect to attend the Yao clan's grand event. It's truly been a long time. However, the Phoenix Nirvana pill is such a treasure. I would like to get my hands on it as well. I am willing to exchange the Wolfang Beacon Order, a 55th ranked immortal artifact in the Great Thousand Worlds. After a brief pause, an elder from the ancient races slowly stood up and said with a smile. This man exuded a strong smell of smoke and fire, but the aura around him was incredibly terrifying. Lei Clan's Lei Qianren, late 8-star Do Xian. It wasn't just this old man. The ancient 5 clans, along with Shan Shi from the CS sect, were all led by a late 8-star Do Xian expert. A Lei clan expert has made a move. The Wolfang Beacon Order, ranked 55th in the Great Thousand Worlds, is said to be a command order for a wolf species army. Whoever possesses it can command an entire wolf army. Even some late 8-star Do Xian experts would have to avoid its power. Now that's a really crafty move, some people murmured behind, clearly disinterested in competing for such a valuable treasure. I am willing to offer a 7th-grade immortal pill, the Wind Source pill. A Do Technique scroll. Various calls continued to echo, immediately recorded by Yao Yun without missing a single one. Creak. As the entire auction hall fell quiet, an elderly figure with a pale face suddenly appeared beside the auction stage, grinning in a somewhat silly manner. I am Yao Clan's Yao Xian. I'll take over the identification of the treasures, the old man said, immediately taking the golden paper from Yao Yun's hand and heading off to a gathering of Yao clan leaders to carefully examine all the bids, picking out the one that pleased him the most. To think even the second elder of the Yao clan, Yao Xian, has appeared. This man is one of the top figures in the Yao clan, controlling countless talents and resources. Apart from the Grand Elder and the clan leader, no one else holds such power in the Yao clan. Wait, let's see who will claim this treasure. Whispering voices echoed from the back of the auction hall. The experts there didn't even have the desire to raise their bids, watching it all like a play. After all, compared to these ancient races, the resources they had were practically negligible. Don't worry, this will be useful to you. It will be back in your hands after this, Xiao said, gently brushing Xun'er's delicate nose with his palm, offering a soft smile. Brother Xiao, don't do anything bad, Xun'er said indifferently, but she sensed an unprecedented seriousness in his tone. I won't, Xiao replied with a helpless smile. Time passed quietly, and the hearts of those who had just bid for the Phoenix Nirvana pill began to race. They knew that in the next few minutes, the true winner would emerge. The Phoenix Nirvana pill was more of a gamble, but those present were all ambitious people, and they wanted to take a chance. Clink. 5 minutes later, Yao Xianyi's figure descended again, smiling as he looked at the gathered experts. After discussion with the Elder Hall of the Yao clan, the winner of this auction is old monster Shan Shi from CS sect, Yao Xianyi said casually. Heh. Upon hearing this, old monster Shan Shi slowly stood up, scanning the room before giving a slight bow and sitting back down. Congratulations to old monster Shan Shi from CS sect for successfully bidding on the Phoenix Nirvana pill, a 7th-grade immortal pill. The rest of the transactions will take place after the auction ends, Yao Yun said slowly, her voice clear and pleasant. Even though the many experts in the hall knew that the Phoenix Nirvana pill had been claimed by CS sect members, none dared to cause trouble. After all, no one was foolish enough to plot anything within the Yao clan's territory. That would be akin to self-destruction. But once they left the Yao clan's domain, it would be a different story. A treasure may be good, but one must have the life to enjoy it, right? After auctioning 2 items, I'm sure everyone is even more eager for the Yao clan's auction, right? However, The next item up for auction is a bit special. What exactly will this third item up for auction be? In an instant, after the display of the first two items, the ancient 5 clans, as well as those powerful figures just beneath the ancient clans in status, including the younger generation, all grew greatly intrigued. Clearly, the next item for auction held a fatal attraction for them. The Phoenix Nirvana pill was acquired by the CS sect, an 8-star Dosian in the later stage. Xiao, was it? Xiao Yin muttered softly, a bold thought suddenly appearing in his mind. No matter what, this pill must be obtained, even if it means offending the entire CS sect. Ladies and gentlemen, please look here. This is the third treasure up for auction. Boom, boom, boom. This time, Yao Yun lightly clapped his hands, and suddenly, the ground beneath his feet cracked open. A milky white light orb slowly emerged, completely filling the entire area. A chill and a burning heat? As the light orb appeared, even before its full form had fully revealed itself, the powerful figures in the first 3 rows, including Xiao Yin, all had their pupils constrict. They could not help but exclaim, "This is an herb." To outsiders, it may seem very ordinary, and perhaps few know its name, but I believe that the alchemists present here should be familiar with it. It is an immortal herb, the Icy Marrow Fire Spirit fruit. A soft voice slowly emerged from Yao Yun's red lips, which immediately stirred a massive uproar. What? The Icy Marrow Fire Spirit fruit? The legendary immortal herb? How is that possible? In an instant, countless powerful figures involuntarily sucked in a cold breath, their minds swirling with what Yao Yun had just said. Immortal herbs and immortal medicines are all part of the herb category. However, herbs of this caliber possess intelligence comparable to that of humans, making them priceless treasures that cannot be measured by any worldly value. Most importantly, these immortal herbs are essential for refining pills of the sacred grade, level 8, or above. Sacred tier alchemists have already reached an extraordinary level of mastery. The herbs they require are on a scale unimaginable to ordinary strong warriors. Even sacred tier pills possess terrifying and unpredictable power. Creak. With a sound, the light orb gradually dimmed, and a body of ice appeared, with countless ice spikes piercing through it. Within, a red fruit engraved with numerous mysterious patterns was revealed. The red fruit, like a ball of mud, emitted an overwhelming aura of life and an enormous force. Even with the barrier of the auction stage and the suppression of the immortal herb, the intense life force slowly poured out, signifying the immense value of this immortal herb. The excess energy even began to materialize into a small, pink beast that danced around the herb in a mystical manner. This thing is a treasure. Elder, it seems we must act. The materials we have gathered for our clan are almost complete. With this immortal herb, we can ask the Yao clan's patriarch to refine a sacred tier pill and add strategic depth to our clan. 2 figures dressed in black whispered in the front row. The 2 belonged to the Soul clan. The elder's face was indifferent, his cheeks lined with numerous wrinkles. However, his cold eyes concealed a murderous intent. Beside him stood a young man, and their auras resembled those of worms that can only survive in cold, dark places, unseen by the light. Soul Clan's second elder, Hun Suzi, an 8-star Dosian in the later stage, along with the younger member, Hun Mu, a 7-star Dosian in the later stage and a high-tier alchemist, had come to attend the grand event. This is something I believe the old guys in our clan will also love. But asking the Yao clan's patriarch to refine sacred tier pills requires not just a hefty reward, but the herb and formula must be provided, which is quite painful. Hun Suzi cast a dark gaze at a few other elders, ready to act without hesitation if the other clan elders made a move. Xun'er, this is something we cannot miss. In the CS sect, Xun'er spoke excitedly. Although he couldn't yet refine sacred tier pills, he had enough confidence that within 100 to 1,000 years, he could reach the sacred grade. So, collecting herbs in advance was a good move. Not in a hurry. This is a hot potato. Let's wait and see. Xiao, the elder from the CS sect, seemed to have cooled down somewhat after recently securing the Phoenix Nirvana pill, so he chose not to act immediately. Senior Shirchon, should we make a move on this one? From the direction of the Xun'er clan, a simple-looking man couldn't help but ask the elder in front of him, who had his eyes closed. The elder emitted a terrifying aura, as deep and vast as a mountain, sending chills through those nearby. Leave it to me. The emperor of the Stone Clan, Stone Chun, possessed the strength of a late-stage 8-star Do Xian. It was said that his position within the Stone Clan was extremely high, and his skills were unparalleled, ranking him among the top 5 in the clan. In addition, he had the backing of Stone Wushuang, a rising star from the Stone Clan, who had the strength of a late-stage 7-star Do Xian. On the other side, within the Ling clan, there was an elderly woman and a proud, solitary figure. "Master, it seems we should take action," the young woman behind her whispered, leaning close to the old woman. "I know, little one," the elder of the Ling clan responded, her gaze returning to the auction stage. The Ling clan's elder, Ling Shi, also a late-stage 8-star Do Xian, had mastered the Ling Si Do technique to an extraordinary level. Even when facing typical 8-star Do Xian at full strength, she was unafraid. Her fearsome reputation left countless powerful figures in awe. Alongside her was Ling Zishi, with the strength of a late-stage 7-star Do Xian. In the Thunder Clan, Lord Thunder King, "We cannot miss this opportunity," a young member of the Thunder Clan said quietly. With that, the Thunder Clan elder's deep eyes fixed on the auction stage. The Thunder King, Lei Qianren, a late-stage 8-star Do Xian, was known as one of the strongest in the clan when it came to lightning-based attacks. He was a true representative of the Thunder Clan, alongside Lei Luoqing, who had the strength of a late-stage 7-star Do Xian. Lastly, there was the Flame Clan, which had just schemed against Xiao Yin and his companion. The Flame Ancestor, Yin Yun, a late-stage 8-star Do Xian, was extraordinarily powerful. He had created flames that surpassed even the great heaven fires of the fire attribute, with only the sacred flame being more potent. His talent was exceptional. Alongside him was Yin Xian, who possessed the strength of a late-stage 7-star Do Xian. At this moment, the ancient 5 clans, along with some other proud individuals, were fiercely competing for the peerless immortal medicine. The atmosphere in the entire auction hall was like a powder keg, ready to explode at any moment. It seems everyone's enthusiasm is quite high. Since that's the case, let's begin the third auction item now. The auction method is still based on item exchange, and each guest only has one opportunity. Yao Yun continued with an elegant tone, though a faint aura, specifically belonging to the Icy Marrow Fire Spirit fruit, leaked from his control, stunning everyone present. "I offer a Sacred Class Do Technique Scroll. A scroll with a 6th grade Immortal Class Pill formula." The bidding began immediately, with voices rising from the back. What terrifying methods! The ancient clans and those forces just below them haven't even made a move, and yet the price of such items has already soared to such heights, Xun'er remarked. Her lips slightly puckered in surprise as she listened to the increasing prices of rare treasures being shouted out. Wait, this immortal medicine seems a bit off? After a moment's pause, Xiao Yin couldn't pay attention to anything else, but the imperial flame ring in his possession started to tremble violently as it sensed the faint aura emanating from the Icy Marrow Fire Spirit fruit. Wom. In the blink of an eye, that faint aura was sucked into the imperial flame ring at an imperceptible speed, soon heading straight toward an ancient scroll inside the ring. That's the fragment of the 3rd sacred flame on the sacred flame ranking. What's going on? Xiao Yin could only watch in astonishment as changes occurred within the ring, unable to do anything. Swish, swish. A faint power from the Icy Marrow Fire Spirit fruit collided with the ancient scroll, and suddenly, vast amounts of information flooded Xiao Yan's mind. 8th grade Sacred Class Heavenly Tier Peak Pill, the Reincarnation Rebirth Pill. The required ingredients are all immortal medicines, including Icy Marrow Fire Spirit fruit, 30,000-year Demon Whalestone, and Earth's Cradle. Just a few simple sentences struck Xiao Yin like a thunderbolt, deeply hurting his spirit. Good grief, is it this terrifying? Not long after, Xiao Yan's face turned dark as he couldn't help but click his tongue in surprise. When he obtained a fragment of the Sacred Flames map, Xiao Yin had been secretly searching for the materials to devour such a sacred flame pill, but had found no results. Now, at this auction, he unexpectedly encountered the Icy Marrow Fire Spirit fruit, and with the release of a small amount of power, it triggered a hidden energy in the map fragment, leaking out the information about the pill. But now that he had encountered the Reincarnation Rebirth pill, ranked third on the Sacred Flame ranking, collecting the materials was becoming a heavy burden on Xiao Yan's mind. Though the Icy Marrow Fire Spirit fruit was right in front of him, Xiao Yan knew that with his and Xun'er's current foundation, it would be extremely difficult to win the bid. Not to mention the 30,000-year Demon Whale Stone. The Demon Whale Stone was the essence of the deep-sea demon whale, the ocean's overlord. For oceanic magical beasts, a lifespan of 30,000 years meant they had survived through 3 heavenly tribulations, reaching a truly terrifying level of power. Surviving 3 heavenly tribulations? What did that even mean? The power behind that was even stronger than humans, surviving through 3 rounds of reincarnation tribulations. Moreover, this pill's rank has reached the peak of the sacred class, 8th grade, at the heavenly tier. With Xiao Yan's current alchemy skills, it is clear that there is still quite a distance to go. As for the last ingredient, Xiao Yan had never even heard of it. However, judging by its literal meaning, it was probably something extremely difficult to find. Xiao Yan Gidge, are you alright? Xun'er seemed to notice Xiao Yan's odd behavior and couldn't help but ask with concern. I'm fine. Xiao Yan smiled slightly, then slowly raised his hand, his tone rising. I am willing to offer an ancient dragon source crystal as my bid. Xiao Yan spoke softly, deciding to give it a try, regardless of whether it would work. If luck wasn't on his side, he would try his courage. If courage wasn't enough, then maybe luck would do the trick. Oh, ancient dragon source crystal? Upon hearing Xiao Yan's bid, the numerous strong individuals behind him gradually quieted down, all of them turning to look at him in unison. Goodness! The ancient dragon source crystal? The name of such a treasure was likely known to all the powerful people present, and its value was extraordinary. It easily crushed the auction tokens that the previous strong individuals had offered. After all, if someone obtained such a crystal, using its dragon blood essence to refine their body would be enough to crush opponents of the same level. I am willing to offer the heart of the spirit vein. The old, gentle-eyed elder Lingxi of the Ling clan cast a slight glance at Xiao Yan, and after a moment, spoke. Even with her vast experience, she had never heard of Xiao Yan and Xun'er. However, the sharp aura around them and the treasures they could offer were certainly not the same as ordinary people. But when had such a powerful force appeared on the Doyun continent? The top of the pyramid in the Doyun continent had always been firmly controlled by the ancient 7 clans. The heart of the spirit vein? At Elder Lingxi's bid, a stir once again spread through the crowd. The Ling clan possessed an unparalleled natural advantage compared to the ancient 7 clans, the ability to create spirit veins. The heart of the spirit vein was the core of a spirit vein. With the heart, a spirit vein could be created, supplying an abundant amount of energy for future generations. If there were enough hearts, it could even easily create a land of treasures surpassing the spirit-concealing mountain range. After all, it took 3 hearts to create the spirit-concealing mountain range, which continued to nourish the Yao clan's genius for over 10,000 years. This demonstrated the immense power of the spirit vein heart. Since the Ling clan has made a move, our Soul clan must also step in. Our Soul clan is willing to offer a scroll of intermediate-level Immortal Technique Do skills as our bidding token. Elder Hun Su stood up slightly, cast a glance at Elder Lingxi, and then spoke. Intermediate Immortal Technique? Please, Elder Hun Su, clarify the specific use of these Do skills, so that our Elders' Council can make an informed decision, Yao Yun asked, his brows slightly furrowed. Heh, everyone, please be patient, and let me explain the Do skills slowly. This Do skill was created by our Soul clan's patriarch. It is called the Soul Fusion Technique, which can fuse another soul with your own in a short period, temporarily breaking through the current limitations of one's own soul power. Afterward, the soul can be separated, leaving only minor side effects. The greatest advantage of this Do skill is for alchemists. The Yao clan probably has many alchemists at the peak of the immortal stage who are struggling to enter the sacred stage, right? If they possess this Do skill, their soul power would be temporarily enhanced, allowing them to refine pills with soul power equivalent to the quasi-sacred stage. This would make their future advancement much easier. Elder Hun Su spoke softly, seeming to imply that this Do skill was specifically for the Yao clan. Enough, these madmen. The Yao clan and other wary experts behind them lost interest upon hearing this. After all, sacred stage alchemists were only found in the Yao clan on the entire Do D continent, and the Yao clan's heritage had produced only a handful of such experts throughout history, barely breaking double digits. Therefore, the cost of acquiring such an ingredient seemed unworthy. In the end, the competition for the Icy Marrow Fire Spirit fruit became a stage for Xiao Yin